It's far better to buy a wonderful company at a fair price than a fair company at a wonderful price. A truly exceptional business, well managed and with strong fundamentals, will deliver value over decades, even if it costs more upfront, while a cheap but mediocre company rarely transforms into greatness. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. Don't let a low price fool you into a bad deal. Whether you're buying stocks or making life choices, focus on the lasting value something offers, not just its immediate cost. Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. The biggest danger isn't the market, it's ignorance. Arm yourself with knowledge before you act, and you'll turn uncertainty into opportunity in any endeavor. The most important quality for an investor is temperament, not intellect. You don't need a genius IQ to succeed, just the ability to stay calm when others lose their heads. A steady hand and a cool mind beat raw brilliance every time. Never invest in a business you cannot understand. Complexity is a trap. Stick to what you can grasp fully, whether it's a company's operations or a personal project, and you'll make decisions with confidence and clarity. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. True financial freedom comes from assets that grow without your constant labor. Build systems, investments, businesses, or skills that generate income long after the work is done. The best investment you can make is in yourself. No stock or real estate beats the return of improving your own abilities. Invest in your education, health, and character. They're the foundation of all success. It's not necessary to do extraordinary things to get extraordinary results. Grandiose moves aren't the key, consistent, smart choices are. Do the basics well, day after day, and the outcomes will surprise you. The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. Time is your most precious resource. Guard it fiercely, saying no to distractions and yes only to what aligns with your biggest goals. You only have to do a very few things right in your life so long as you don't do too many things wrong. Perfection isn't the goal, avoiding disaster is. Focus on dodging the big pitfalls, and a handful of good decisions will carry you far. It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you'll do things differently. Trust is hard won and easily lost. Act with integrity in every moment, knowing one lapse can undo decades of goodwill. The most important thing to do if you find yourself in a hole is to stop digging. When you're in a bad spot, the first step is to halt the damage. Pause, rethink, and pivot before you sink deeper, whether it's money, a job, or a habit. The more you learn, the more you earn. Knowledge is a multiplier. Every hour spent learning about markets, skills, or yourself pays dividends in opportunities and income down the road. Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Today's comfort comes from yesterday's foresight. Plant seeds now, through saving, learning, or relationships, for a future you'll thank yourself for. Chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. Small actions shape your destiny. Build habits that lift you up, because by the time they're cemented, they'll either carry you forward or hold you back. The best thing I did was to choose the right heroes. Your role models set your course. Pick people whose values and achievements you admire. They'll pull you toward a better version of yourself. In the world of business, the people who are most successful are those who are doing what they love. Passion isn't just nice, it's practical. When you love your work, you'll push through setbacks and find joy in the grind, paving the way to real success. Opportunities come infrequently. When it rains gold, put out the bucket, not the thimble. Great chances are rare, so seize them fully. Prepare in advance, and when the moment strikes, act with boldness to maximize the reward. You can't make a good deal with a bad person. Integrity in others is non-negotiable. Surround yourself with trustworthy partners, in business or life, because character flaws eventually undermine any deal. The stock market is filled with individuals who know the price of everything, but the value of nothing. Surface-level thinking loses in the end. Look beyond the numbers to what something's really worth, whether it's a stock, a friendship, or a goal. Time is the friend of the wonderful business, the enemy of the mediocre. Quality endures, mediocrity fades. Invest in things, companies, skills, or people that get better with time, not worse. It's better to hang out with people better than you. Pick out associates whose behavior is better than yours, and you'll drift in that direction. You become who you're around. Choose companions who challenge you to rise. Their habits and mindsets will rub off. I always knew I was going to be rich. I don't think I ever doubted it for a minute. Self-belief drives action. Trust in your potential, not arrogantly, but quietly, and let it fuel your persistence toward big goals. Wall Street is the only place that people ride to in a Rolls Royce to get advice from those who take the subway. Don't blindly follow the experts. Do your own research and trust your reasoning. Sometimes the crowd's wrong, even the fancy ones. The most important investment you can make is in yourself. External gains pale next to inner growth. Sharpen your mind and skills, and you'll unlock doors no market can offer. In the business world, the rearview mirror is always clearer than the windshield. The past makes sense, the future doesn't. Learn from what's behind you, but don't let it stop you from driving forward. The most important investment you can make is in yourself. You're your own best asset. Pour time and effort into your growth. It's the gift that keeps on giving. It's better to be approximately right than precisely wrong. Obsessing over details can mislead you. Get the big picture right, and small errors won't derail you. The best investment you can make is in your own abilities. Skills outlast stocks. Hone your talents. They'll open more doors than any portfolio ever could. You only have to do a very few things right in your life so long as you don't do too many things wrong. Success is subtraction as much as addition. Cut out the big blunders, and a few wins will shine through. The most important quality for an investor is temperament, not intellect. Calmness is your edge. When others zig and zag with the market's mood, your steady focus will win out. The stock market is a no-call strike game. You don't have to swing at everything, you can wait for your pitch. You're not forced to act. Wait for the perfect opportunity, and strike only when it's in your favor. It's not necessary to do extraordinary things to get extraordinary results. Steady, simple effort compounds. You don't need to be flashy, just keep showing up and doing the right things. I never attempt to make money on the stock market. I buy on the assumption that they could close the market the next day and not reopen it for 5 years. Think decades, not days. Make decisions that hold up under any scenario. Durability is the ultimate test. The best way to think about investments is to be in a room with no one else and just think. Noise clouds judgment. Step away, reflect quietly, and let your own reasoning guide your choices. The most important investment you can make is in yourself. Your personal development is the root of all wealth. Invest in it relentlessly. It's the one thing no one can take away. If you're in the luckiest 1% of humanity, you owe it to the rest of humanity to think about the other 99%. Privilege isn't just for you. Use your success to help others. Generosity amplifies your impact and legacy. You can't produce a baby in 1 month by getting 9 women pregnant. Patience can't be shortcut. Respect the natural timeline of growth, whether it's wealth, skills, or relationships. The best chance to deploy capital is when things are going down. Chaos is a bargain bin. When markets or morale crash, that's your cue to invest in what's undervalued and poised to rebound. We simply attempt to be fearful when others are greedy and to be greedy only when others are fearful. Swim against the tide. Buy when panic sells, hold when euphoria buys. It's contrarian, but it works. The first rule is not to lose. The second rule is not to forget the first rule. Preservation comes before profit. Protect your capital, money, time, or reputation, and growth will follow safely. I don't look to jump over 7-foot bars. I look around for 1-foot bars that I can step over. Success doesn't need heroics. Find the easy, reliable wins. They add up faster than risky leaps. You do things when the opportunities come along. I've had periods in my life when I've had a bundle of ideas come along, and I've had long dry spells. Life ebbs and flows. Accept it. Save your energy for the right moments, and don't force action when the timing's off. The most important quality for an investor is temperament, not intellect. Emotions derail more plans than ignorance does. Master your reactions, and you'll navigate storms better than the brightest minds. It's not greed that drives the world, but envy. Comparing yourself to others derails you. Focus on your own path, not someone else's highlight reel, and you'll build something authentic. The business schools reward difficult, complex behavior more than simple behavior, but simple behavior is more effective. Overcomplication looks smart but rarely works. Strip things down to what's clear and actionable. That's where results live. The investor of today does not profit from yesterday's growth. Don't chase what's already happened. Look ahead to what's possible, whether you're picking stocks or planning your next move. If past history was all that is needed to play the game of money, the richest people would be librarians. Facts alone don't win, you need judgment. Learn from the past, but apply it wisely to the present and future. You don't need to be a rocket scientist. Investing is not a game where the guy with the 160 IQ beats the guy with 130 IQ. It's not about brainpower, it's about behavior. Discipline and patience outshine raw intellect in the long run.